So we're now going to look at another way to make things easier and more efficient. So we've used the loop so far, which makes things more efficient because you have to write less lines of code. Incidentally, the less lines of code you write, the faster your program will usually run because it doesn't have to read so many lines of code. So we're going to use something called a procedure. We're going to make a procedure for making a square. To make a procedure, I'm just going to add to this code I've already got. I'm going to type in DEF, which means define, which is defining a procedure. We then tell it what we're going to call the procedure. I'm going to call mine square. And then we put open and close brackets and colons. And then everything that's going to be in that procedure gets tabbed in like that. So these instructions here, we know make a square. That will make a procedure that runs a square. Now, this isn't going to draw a square when I run it. But if we watch, it does nothing because we haven't actually told it to draw the square. We've just told it what a square is. So we now need to call the procedure. So we're going to just type in square, open and close brackets, and that will draw a square. Okay. Now the reason this is useful is you could set up a procedure for different shapes, and then you could ask the user what they want to draw, and then all you have to do is write one thing to get the program to draw it. So we could have an input, something like choice equals input. What would you like to draw? I should probably put what shape would you like to draw, but no, not to worry for speed. And then you could use an if statement, if choice equals square, colons, and then you would call the square procedure, and that would draw a square. You could, of course, if you've made other procedures for other shapes, you could have elif choice equals triangle. Then you would call a triangle procedure. Now that one's not going to work because we haven't actually made it, but if we'd made one, that's the type of thing we could do. I'm just going to delete that one, otherwise the program won't run. So this time when I run it, it should ask me a question, which it's not for some reason. There's a problem on line 20. It's because I've not got anything in this elif. Let's just delete that and do it again. There we go. What would you like to draw? And if I type in square, it will draw a square. Okay. So what you would be able to do is make a procedure for each different shape, and then you could come up with a choice and ask them which one you want to draw. Now in your journal, it only asks you to make the procedures. It doesn't ask you to do the bit with the choice and with the if statement. But if I were you, I'd give this a go because it's good practice of using the if statements and try to get it to do similar to what I've just done here.